Hey y'all, it's Kim from Kim Dixon Creative. I'm so glad you stopped by my channel. The video today is part of a hop, the Card Hoppin Hop for February 2022. The theme this month is the year you were born, and our techniques are shaving cream or alcohol ink marbling. Before we get to the card, I want to take you back to 1965. We had the Vietnam War, the first man walk on the moon, Operation, Sound of Music, the Pillsbury Doughboy, the Ford Mustang, and this. I was born in 1965. And this is what I think the fashions probably looked like in 1965. So we're going to take a little trip with some alcohol inks. I'm going to take a piece of 5x7 Yupo paper and cut it in half. We're going to make 2 cards today. I'm just going to take some alcohol inks, and I'm sorry I don't have the colors in front of me. I will have them in the description below. Almost made a boo-boo there. For some reason there was blue alcohol ink on the cap of my alcohol blending solution, but I'm going to take some blue, some purple, and some pink, and I'm attempting to replicate or make you think of a galaxy. Not very good at galaxy, but that's what I'm going for, since this was the year for the first manned spacewalk, the Gemini 4 in June of 1965, and just about 6 weeks before I was born. And so I'm going to take this purple and pink and blue ink, alcohol ink, and just keep working with it with different colors and with the alcohol blending solution. I've never been all that great with alcohol ink blending, but I love it. It's so pretty. I watch all these videos and I think, oh, well, that looks easy enough. And then when I get in there doing it, it ends up kind of looking like a hot mess. But, you know, it was the psychedelic 60s, so you can go that way too if you want to. So I'm gonna just keep working with these same 3 colors, and you can't tell it on the screen, but the pink and the blue alcohol ink actually has it's the pearl alcohol ink, so there's a little bit of a mixative in there. I'm going to do another panel here with this other half of the 5x7. You can kind of see that pearlized there in the blue in that image. But I'm just going to blow that around with my little ink blower. I don't know what you call that thing. Air pump maybe? Hand pump, maybe hand pump. And so just I actually saw Kelly Taylor do a video of doing some alcohol inks, and she suggested adding more blending solution along the sides of your colors instead of on top of. So that's what I'm trying here. I added a little bit of blending solution there on the top side, and I'm going to do some down the side here and see what happens, and then add some more color. This actually was my favorite of the 2 panels. I didn't go overboard trying to cover every inch of the card. Sometimes I don't know when to quit, and but anyway, got that on there. And so I wanted some gold splatter. I didn't have any gold foil to try to foil on that, so I took out my metallic watercolors to see if it would work, and it does. So I just spritzed a little water in there, and then took my fan brush and mixed it up and then splattered some gold paint over the top. And it worked out pretty well. I have finer droplets on the panel on the left and a little bigger ones on the panel on the right. Again, that one on the right ends up actually being my favorite of the two panels, but they're both pretty. I love the colors. And you can see as I bring that up there some of the shimmer. And I'm just going to take my heat tool here and finish drying that up so I can move on. It's fairly well dry to the touch, but I wanted to make sure that it was dry. So once I get that done, I'm going to get those moved out of the way. And I have some ephemera that I got from a digital kit from Tailor Made Cards for You. And this little pack she calls Modern Girl. And it happens to be a McCall's pattern, sewing pattern images. And when I looked up that pattern number, it pulled up those images, and it just so happened that it was made in 1965. So that worked out really good. I thought that kind of looked like the style, and so that worked out really well. And I'm stamping a couple of sentiments from an old Simon Says stamp set called Delicate Flowers. I just wanted it to say something about, being beautiful, or loving you the way you are, or something like that. And those two sentiments worked out really well. So I'm terrible at fussy cutting, bubble cutting, so I put those on my pick scan mat, scanned it in, and cut it out with my silhouette. And it looks much better that way than if I tried to cut it. I also cut my little Modern Girls out on my silhouette. I printed those out with the registration marks and then sent it to the silhouette to have it cut those images out. I had a Brother Scan and Cut, and I liked it. It was an older model that still sometimes did the jaggedy cuts along the edges. So I was determined to make friends with my pick scan mat, and because I am most familiar with the silhouette, only because that was the first machine I ever got. It's the machine I learned how to cut vinyl, cut paper, cut things like that. And so I'm used to the software, and I was determined to become friends with that pick scan mat, and I think we've reached peace. I've done several projects with it, and it's working out great. So, and as you can see, I am adding some foam to the back of my girls. All of you that know me know that there's going to be foam tape on my card bases, my card fronts. There's going to be dimensions somewhere, somehow on my cards. And so I decided I wanted my little girls popped up, and I'm going to get those put on my two card fronts there. Going to get that release paper pulled off. Hey, just so you know, there's several other participants in this hop, and I'm going to leave the list in the description box below with a link to the next participant. Make sure you go and check out everybody. There's some uber talented folks in this hop, and you really need to go check out what they do. Like their videos and subscribe to their channels. And while you're at it, if you're here and you're not a subscriber to my channel, I would be so honored if you would do so. I recently hit a little over 1,000 subscribers, and I can't tell you how excited I was to hit that mark. So I would love to try to hit maybe, you know, have a little lofty goal of hitting 5,000 this year. So if you're not a subscriber already, please do so. And if you are, share with your friends, and let's see if we can make that goal of 5,000 this year. So as I said, I popped my girls up on foam, but I am gluing my sentiment straight down onto my card base. There's nothing fancy about those sentiments. I wanted them black and white. My girls are dressed in black and white, and you know, since it's 1965, I thought black and white was appropriate. So now I'm getting my card fronts ready to go onto my card bases, and I want them popped up a little bit. And sometimes when I add dimension to the back of a full card base, I just use fun foam, and that's what I've got here. I cut my 2 little rectangles of fun foam just a little bit smaller than my card fronts, and I'm gonna glue those, glue that fun foam to the back of that card front. It's a lot cheaper than foam tape, and you get a full layer. It's not quite as thick, but that's fine because I already had dimension on the front of my card. I just wanted this to be popped up just a little bit because my card fronts are only 3.5 by 5, and I'm going to put them on an A2 card, so there's going to be quite a border around, and I just think it looks really nice to have that popped up a little bit when it's that much smaller than your card base. And I'm just gluing those onto the front of an A2 top folding portrait card base. Those are typically the kinds of card bases that I work with. Don't know why, it's just I like that style. I like it opening at the top, or folding at the top rather. And there are my 2 cards, and I hope you really enjoyed them. I hope they inspired you. I will leave a list of the products that I used in the description box below, keeping in mind that some of the links will be affiliate links to where I do earn just a very tiny commission. If you purchase through those links, it's no extra cost to you. It just helps me continue to have content for my channel and to have different products that I can show you or that I can test. Would feel free to use those links if you want. And thanks again for stopping by. If you're not subscribed to my channel, I would be so honored if you would do so, and click the little bell icon so that you can be notified every time I upload a new video. Until next time, bye.